Nicolas Maduro and his wife Celia Flores were captured by US forces in Caracas on January 3, 2026. They were taken to New York to face criminal charges. The president has been charged of narco-terrorism, trafficking cocaine, and weapon charges as well. This is what they told us. But the real three reasons are oil, gold, and to keep dollar alive. Yes. The story begins in 1974 when Henry Kissinger made a secret deal with Saudi Arabia that the oil will only sell in dollars and in exchange US will provide military protection to Saudi Arabia. This gave rise to petrodollar system. Now, the whole world wants dollar to purchase oil, and in this way America prints more money. Now, get back to the main point, Venezuela. Venezuela holds the world's largest reserves of oil, even more than Saudi Arabia. Yes, you heard right. 300 billion barrels. Venezuela stopped selling oil in dollars and started to sell in yuan, euro, ruble, and they even started talking about to join BRICS. They started direct payment system with China called SWIFT. It was not merely a trade decision, it was an attack on petrodollar. History is full of such cases that whoever dares to attack petrodollar, what becomes their fate? Let's take a deep dive. In 2000, Iraq announced that it would sell oil in euros and not in US dollars. What happened? Sanctions intensified, there were weapon claims, those weapons which were never found. President Saddam was executed and Iraq was invaded. Similarly, in 2010, Gaddafi proposed a gold-backed African dinar for oil trade, and then what next? What next? NATO intervention, regime change, Libya destroyed, followed by Gaddafi's execution. In 2014, Russia reduced dollar reserves, pushed ruble and yuan trade. What happened? Exactly. Historic sanctions, assets freeze, financial isolation, economic war became a new battlefield. This is not coincidence. It's the pattern. Venezuela, China, Russia, and Iran were the countries who were leading de-dollarization, and dollar was actually becoming very weak. This is the one side of the story, which is roaming all over internet. Let's take a deep dive. In 1914, oil was discovered in Venezuela. By 20th century, Venezuela became one of the top exporters of oil. It was the richest country in the Latin America. Venezuela sold oil, made money. There was a little bit of political turmoil as well, but their economy was in great shape. Jump to 1999 when Hugo Chavez, a former army officer, became president of Venezuela. This guy was a socialist. Instead of saving the oil revenue, diversifying economy, he put all the oil money in welfare schemes and subsidies. He just assumed that the oil money would last forever. Approximately 18,000 skilled workers from PDVSA were replaced by political loyalists. Because of this big mistake. Because of this, efficiency dropped, corruption increased. In 2013, Nicolas Maduro came to power. Country was already collapsing and oil prices crashed overnight. Venezuela lost all the money that had kept the country alive. Maduro started printing more money. Another big mistake. This led to inflation and hyperinflation. Money lost its value. Even a cup of coffee costed the salary of the whole month. Can you believe? There were no medicine, no electricity, no water. Nearly 8 million Venezuelans left the country. People wanted to dismiss him, but he kept rigging elections and continued. Now he has been kidnapped. Venezuela and US have had a tense relationship for a decade and things kept getting messier. Relationships began deteriorating when in 1999 Chavez came into power. He messed up everything. Why this mattered for US? Because for them oil is not just a commodity but a strategic power. And also the main aim of petrodollar system was to protect economy. And after 9/11, Chavez publicly criticized US bombing on Afghanistan, the war of terror. Chavez accused US of killing civilians, which was also true to some extent. Just because you are an American, you wear a fancy suit and call yourself a president doesn't make you less of a terrorist. Chavez was openly challenging US moral authority. However, in April 2002, Chavez was detained and temporary pro-business government took place. This was organized by US, obviously. Chavez returned within 48 hours due to massive protest and military loyalty. This shattered the trust and resulted in irreversible loss. And after this, the things didn't get better. After Chavez, Maduro became president, and the things only worsened over these years. US representative from New York, Alexandria, also said it's not about drugs, it's about oil and regime change. And they need a trial now to pretend that it isn't, especially to distract from Epstein. Actually, Epstein Files is a completely new case, and there is a myth. We don't know if it's a myth or reality that Donald Trump did all this drama just to divert attention from Epstein Files and Epstein murder case. Epstein murder case is still left undiscussed, and the mystery death of Epstein is still the topic of discussion. Was it just the lack of monitoring, camera issue, or completely planned murder? It is still a mystery. If you want to know further about Epstein case and Epstein death mystery and what is the relationship of this case with Donald Trump, wait for the next video. I will be discussing every minute detail. Stay tuned.